Make sure everything's set up on my side to share my screen. Of course, I just updated my thing, so it's not letting me share. Give me a second. It might kick me out, but I'll be right back.
Okay. And so for anyone who's just hopping on, and I guess for the sake of this recording, today we have Jeremy, the creative director for Photobiz, as well as Sophia is our guest of honor, and also our 2023 Peculiar Conference speaker. She's top dog.
That she is. She's got amazing work. I'm always fascinated by her portfolio that she's putting up there. So I just want to say thank you for joining us today. And thank you for all of the other photographers in here. I hope to get to know you more as we go on. But hey, we're going to talk a little bit about Photobiz. I'm just going to give a quick demo of what this product is. If you don't know what Photobiz is and how it can actually help your business, that's the main focus of today. So let me just describe what Photobiz is first. So Photobiz is an all-in-one website platform. So not just a website, but you get lots of other tools, such as the ability to sell online, a blogging tool, client gallery. So whenever you want to share private galleries to your clients, you can do that and sell directly through there. You also have the abilities to create quotes and invoices. So if you need to do anything for like a, prospective job, or you want to bill someone afterwards after a job has already been done, you can do that as well. You also have the ability to schedule events. So if you want to do something like free consultations, or if you're trying to do in-studio shoots, or even want to create mini sessions, you can actually block out times on your calendar and let people be able to book you directly there. You also have the ability to create forms. So if you ever need to do anything beyond just contacts, you can also create digital contracts and take payments through there as well. You also have a built-in CRM. So if you need to collect anything directly from your websites, all being stored in the back of here. You also have the ability to send email marketing. So you get 10,000 free emails a month that you can send. So that makes it a lot easier. So you got everything right in one package. So you don't really have to worry about too many third-party tools if that's something that you're trying to do, and you're going to save on cost. Our platform is only $29 a month. So that's a big thing. So think about all the expenses that you have if you're connecting to something like 17 Hats or Constant Contacts, MailChimp. How much money can you save if you're utilizing one resource to do everything? So that's our main goal as building this platform. We'll be around 20 years old next year. So we've been constantly improving our product as time goes on, hearing what the community needs are, and we're actually there in the community. A lot of these other third-party tools are not there when you need them. You have to try to call them, or they only have third-party expertise. One thing that we have is live chat and a phone call. So if you ever want to chat with us, you can see we reply within under 10 minutes. And we also have the ability to call us anytime. So if you ever need help, you can see our phone numbers right there on the website. You can see it anywhere. It's easy to find, so you can call us anytime. So that's a big focus. We want to be able to have customers be able to lean on us whenever you need it. Because, hey, you're a photographer, you might not be a web designer. So let's talk a little bit about what the platform's main focus is, websites, right? So we jump right on into the website builder. You can see this is what the control panel looks like. So when you're building a website, but what does that website look like on the front end? You're going to click here. You're going to see immediately what we've designed. We built this website from the ground up. It's got this nice little beautiful look, but hey, maybe you want to make changes. You can do that really easily. The nice thing about it is it's all drag and drop. So if you wanted to have something in a different place, it's like building with Legos. You just move it around till you get the look that you're going for. And it's just that simple. You can just drag and drop however you like. Easy to design, but maybe you don't like how the template looks. Easy enough. You can change it with one click. A lot of these other platforms have gotten away from this model, but we still believe in it because you don't have time. A lot of them make you start over from scratch. Even one platform makes you cancel and re-sign up if you want to build a brand new template. Insane. But if you want a new design, all you have to do is go over here, add a new template, choose a look that you like. You can kind of see a sample of something if you want to see it. You just click on one that you like. Maybe you like this layout. You're like, oh man, this looks sick. I love these colors, everything like that. Then you go back to your design, you can add it. And then when you go over here, you can enable it. You can also see what it looks like in a preview. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe you need to make some tweaks here and there, but that's okay. That's the nice thing about being able to see everything live right then and there. So you choose what your design is. You go from there. I'm going to stick with our template today. This is Parker. It's a nice, beautiful design. And you can change all the colors, fonts, you name it, styling, however you want to. The biggest thing is about saving time. So our system is built about that. If you want to be able to make changes, or maybe you want a new page, the cool thing is you have a new page functionality. You can click page, and right over here, you can filter by looks. You can start with a blank one, or you can choose from a pre-selected design. Maybe you like how the intro of Francis that template looks. You can click here, select it, make it available, and then it'll populate right into the builder right here. And you can see what it looks like. It'll bring in the colors from that, but you can modify the colors however you want to make those changes. And it has all these placeholder images that you can easily change out to whatever you want to. So if I was going to make changes to this banner, I can click here, see this. And if I uploaded images into a clipboard, which we have over here in our file system, you can click on the clipboard, choose a file that you'd rather have there, and select it. As simple as that. And you can add more images. If it's a banner, you can add more images directly in here. I'm just going to select another couple. And there we go. So we have this rotating banner. You can choose how the layout is designed. We're using this medium classic, but maybe I want to go full screen for it. I can see how it looks. So you get these nice, beautiful design, modify how you want to, change the text how you want to, change the images, and then put in your own content. That's the main thing. We want to make sure that you're able to be agile and be online as soon as possible. Another big thing is, well, how does it look on mobile? Well, that's the nice thing. You have this ability to preview what it looks like on any device. So this is what it looks like on a desktop, how it might look on a tablet, and then how it's going to look on a phone. Now you can make these changes, make more modifications as you go. You can also change, like if something isn't centered properly. Well, that's nice because you have these global functionalities that you can utilize. Go through here and change the focal point. So maybe we want it more on her face. You can do that. You also have the ability to upload mobile versions of images. Maybe you want more vertical shots to display on mobile. You can do that as well. And then they'll display that image versus the ones that are on the desktop. So it makes it very agile, makes those changes very quick and easy to do. And you're already moving at a brisk pace. So then it's just changing how you want the template to actually function, how you want the layout at the end of the day. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what website we've already built today, just so you can get an idea of what the layouts can look like. Very simple, very big and bold. It's going to be breathtaking for people to see, when you're trying to entertain customers. And at the end of the day, you're also trying to create a page that gets them to do something. Every page shouldn't have a dead end. So we always try to make sure our designs are laid out that way. So with this one, there's a form at the end for a newsletter. If you go to the About page, you're getting them to send you a message. There's another funnel option. You're also getting them to read more. You're being able to see some video opportunities here. And then you're asking, FAQ sections, and then down into a form again. Same thing with the galleries. You can create beautiful galleries that's going to display it. I have everything set up in a editorial portrait form, but you can change this layout. Maybe I want to make it look more pinboard style. You can click on it, choose the images that you've already uploaded, change the layout. You see there's tons of different layout options. Select this layout option instead, and now we got a pinboard gallery versus what was there before. And then you can mix and match. Maybe you want the order of the images to be different. You can easily do that. Maybe you just pivot it around, and now it's in a different order. Very fast, very simple. That's what we want to make sure that gets across when you're building. And when you get in here, you can see what it looks like. Again, another form at the bottom. And then when you're building a blog, I don't have any blog content in here, but you can see it has placeholders here ready for you to either remove or put your own content in so you can see what this blog page would look like. So then when you go in there, they'll take them to a blog and then they can read about it. And then you have a contact page, easy enough. Again, what do I want to do? I want to replace this image with a placeholder. I'm going to go in here, just go to that block, click on it, and then I could upload an image directly in there, or I could select something from our clipboard again, and I'm just going to do that. I'm going to maybe just select, let's see, what would be a nice image? Maybe this one right here. And there we go. It's in there. We refresh the page, and there it is. Simple as that. And again, ends with a form. And now you have a nice footer. You can modify anything like that. And you can always add pages on the fly. So if you're building more pages and you need more pages, you can easily add something. So if I'm going to add something like something that I think most photographers and most businesses need these days, a social link page. Really simple, nice design. You just add one in there. I'm just going to call it social links. And this would be like your .com/social links. Now it's going to come in there, take out the placeholder. So right now you're going to see what it looks like on the live. It's got a placeholder image up here so you can kind of see what it looks like. But hey, doesn't this look familiar to something like a link tree? It absolutely is. And what's nice is it's all native to your website. So it would be your .com/social/links, whatever you want it to be. And the nice thing about it is you can add and optimize these pages yourself instead of sending it to Linktree, which is basically just advertising for Linktree versus yourself. So it'll all be native. So the more clicks go to here, the better you're going to perform on SEO for search engine results. So simple enough. We're going to change this image out. We're just going to actually put a logo in. I'm just going to pull from our clipboard. I have this little logo in there. We're going to slide it in. There we go. And you can see fast and easy, logos in place. And then you would just change the colors to whatever you want it to be. You would add your own social media links wherever you want it to link to, and it will go to those branches. Simple enough. So that's the main thing that I wanted to focus on, is how easy everything connects to one another. Not just with the website builder, but you have all these tools and resources. So maybe you want to build like a page that's booking. Easy. We can do that. We're going to select another page. We're going to go to our e-commerce. We're going to see what pages are available. You have, if you're building like a storefront, you can have that. You can also create a booking page, which is going to be definitely necessary if you're trying to get clients to book with you. I'm going to add that page directly in here. Now you can see it's already populated with these images, but it's missing our calendar. We can easily add our calendar once we set it up. You go through the scheduler, create the services that you want to be booked for. I right now just going to have these mini sessions that I created. You're going to go in here, add a new one. You can either make it a reoccurring, which would mean it would be on a daily basis or based on your schedule availability, or you can create custom dates. So if we're going to create something with custom date and go in here, we'll just call it a test for now. And then whatever the description is, 2 hours shooting, 2-hour shoot. Just going to do that. Going to put it up there. And then you just put how much it costs, $250. And is it active for booking, active with payment, or not at all? I'm just going to keep it on booking only, but you can add it where the people could get payment right away. Then you would just add your dates. So when are we having a shoot? Maybe we're going to do it this Friday. You can set up your times for it. You can add multiple dates if you need to. So we're going to roll this into Saturday as well. And we're just going to do this. We're going to do an all-day thing. Now, if you wanted to add bathroom breaks, you could, but we're just going to make it an all-day thing. Hit create. Now it's done. Have an image that represents this type of shoot. I'm just going to select something real quick. Maybe we'll do this one. Now that one's in there. You can have sub options. So if you do need to do hair and makeup, wardrobe changes, anything like that, you can add these as options. Then you can also add an added cost to those if you need to, just in here as well. We won't do that right now, but I just want you to know you can add more to make these packages more, lucrative on your side at the end of the day. You can add instructions, anything like that. Now that we've set up our sessions types, we can go back to that website builder. We have that page. Now we can create it multiple different ways. We could display all the types that we have or a certain category. I'm just going to do a certain category. I'm just going to select our mini sessions that we've created. And now you can see it's filtered directly right in here. Now I'm going to modify the layout because I want to display all our session types. So you can go through here, look at different layout options. Maybe I'm going to do it by a row of 2, columns of 4. And these are our sessions that are available. So when I look at that live preview, you can see what's available, different types of session types. You can click on here. They can then have all those details about that event, and then click on the event times that are available and start booking right then and there. Once they book, they'll get confirmations. And if you set it up, you can also have this connect to your calendar. So when someone books with you, filters directly to you. I'm just going to do that. Hit book now. Now it's booked, and they can add it to their calendar as well. And then any other email details that might be automated to them will also be sent out to them. So we have that on the front end. There we go. Now we got this beautiful, simple scheduler, and you can build it so many different ways. So maybe you don't like how this booking page is laid out. You can completely modify it, but this just helps you get faster, right? So you can see I have some other hidden pages that I created. We were doing something with Mother's Day a couple of months ago, but you can see here's a different version of that, or maybe there's 2 options available. They could choose between which session type they wanted and go from there. And you can have like a detail of what that process is like. So if you want to have like a PDF for them to download, a newsletter for them to sign up for, but also for them to know like what the day of events is going to be like. We'll meet, your big day, the reveal, etc. So you can create these little beautiful landing pages that go anywhere you want to. You can create like a hub situation, a single situation, however you want to. You can hide it on your website, or you can do something like this one. Here's that hub style again. So you can see all the session types available, and you can organize and change the layouts however you want to. So that's the beauty of that. Once they've done that session, well, now you're going to be able to sell it directly to them. You can then upload your files directly to that event in the client event section. So with these client galleries, you create a new event. We're going to go ahead and have one already. You'll see that there's stuff in here. You can customize it by connecting all the products that you created in the e-commerce section. So if you're doing anything like selling prints online, you can set up all the prints that you want to sell at the price points that you want, digital packages, images if you want to, different package types, so fix, flex, digital package for web resolution, high resolutions, full gallery downloads, whatever you're looking to do. And then products, if you sell any products, you can do that. Once you sell all these items, besides the digital will be sent directly to them however you want to right away from our system. But once you take any purchases from here, you'll just download a CSV. You can then edit those files if you need to, if you do all your posts after you do that. And then you can send it directly to any post house that you do. So any lab that you work with. We don't have a built-in integrated lab at this current time, so you can use any lab that you use to do that. And then you can also set up services and anything like that. When you come back over to the client gallery, you connect which price list that you want to connect to. We're just going to connect our senior ones for now, or mini sessions. You can select whatever you want. You can password protect it and create a cover page if you want to. And then you can set it up. Are they going to get free downloads, or do they need a code, or are you going to purchase a package? And then you can set up the different types of web resolutions that are available. And you can also allow favorites, sharing, comments, and anything of that nature. Once this is ready, look at this beautiful, whoop, this gallery's already expired. Let me back that up. There we go. I'm going to change the date to next week. There we go. Oh, still a little late. There we go. Once I get in there, you'll be able to then see the types of galleries. You can make a beautiful landing page type. They come in here, they can see the galleries that are available, and then they can like their favorites. They can get their information right away, and also save on the back end of the CRM that collects all the data. So it collects all their favorites however you want to, and if they're going to make any purchases or downloads. So if they're going to set up anything, you can see the types of packages that are available. You can see the prints that we've made available, and then they just add what they want. And when they're ready, they'll go to their cart. They can view their cart, what's been purchased, and then they'll be able to check out. And they'll go throughout whatever merchant that you select. So you have different merchants that you can choose from. So if you're going to have something set up in your e-commerce, you can set up your payment types. So merchants, I right now have PayPal, but you see we have Stripe available, Square, iTransact, Payflow Pro, PayJunction, Authorize.net, or if you're going to do all your payments when you get in house at your studio, or you want to take something like Cash App or something like that, you can always utilize the offline payment and then you just send them an invoice directly to them to make sure they make that payment. So you can see how everything connects directly through here. It's all symbiotic, so it's always working together. Now that we've got those customers, we've sold them, you can see that every time they make an action on there, it's going to be stored in here. You can see if they've made any purchases, any submissions, any files they've uploaded, any likes that they like, all that's going to be stored in the back of here. And that's how this tool works at the end of the day. It's going to be able to make it a lot easier. You can see what I've done in here, which events I've favored 7 images. You'll be able to explore those 7 images. You can then send them directly to them, or you can export it and send it to Lightroom to edit once you have their favorites selected, or all the ones that they've purchased. And you can see their saved cart data as well. And then next step is, after they've already been a client, how do you keep them being clients? Well, you can always send them email campaigns. You can start with something blank, or you can start with a promotion or something like that. You want to do a sale, maybe you're following up with them a year later. Hey, we got this huge sale. What are you going to do? Connect it where you want to go. And then you can send a beautiful email. You can easily modify this with your own colors and branding. You can see it already put in our Jane Doe Studio logo, and then you're ready to fire it off. You can then choose to send it to everyone, or you can select by tags. So if you set up tags properly through forms or any of your products that you sell, you can then select those tags, and whoever's been filtered through those tags, you send directly to them versus everyone. So say maybe you do something for weddings, you already got those weddings, but now you know that they're expecting mothers. Well, now you can target those different ways. So maybe, we go from maternity. Now those maternity people can now be newborn photos. Newborn sessions can turn into family sessions, et cetera, et cetera. So it can keep going down the line that way. That way you're targeting the right people versus people that might be targeted for weddings. They might not have children yet, right? So we want to make sure we're setting up those properly. Then when you're ready, you send your campaign. Where's it from? What the email subject is, and you send it out. So everything works cohesively together. It's all built right on in here. And yeah, that's basically it. That's a quick little demo of what the product can do for you.
Bruh.
Okay, this is good.
All right, so I do got a few questions. Is it cool if I ask a few questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I got about 15 of them. So here we go. All right, first one. Is there already landing page templates already in the system?
What was that? Sorry, I couldn't hear you for a moment.
Oh, sorry. Is there landing page templates already in the system?
Yes. So one thing's nice about it, you have two ways you can do landing pages. You can send out these email marketing campaigns as landing pages, or they can be their standalone marketing pages themselves. So then you can send this out to social media channels. But if you want something a little bit more designed, you can easily do that from here as well in the website builder. Click here, click the page, and then you'll be able to see other types that are available. So if you want to build a landing page or anything like that, it'll just automatically generate. And then you have your pages that you can set up. You can easily make these modifications. I'm just going to make it real quick. Just add our logo in, and then you can go in there, change whatever photos you want to however you want them to be. Maybe we're changing this from seniors to that wedding look. We're going to do that real quick, and then you can push them out to wherever you want them to go. That's the nice thing about it. It's very, very fast to make these changes, and you can see it pretty much happen one-to-one automatically. So we have it here. Now we've made these changes. This page is now going to look a little bit more like this. You change whatever colors you want, anything like that. And then you can add more blocks whenever you want to. So say like, oh, I want to add a video here. You just drag, add your video, then put the embed code from YouTube or Video or some type of source like that. And then it'll start playing directly on the page. And that's basically it. You just kind of build as you go if you need to create your own pages, but you can also explore what's available from the new page functionality.
Oh, dope. And with the with the way you build the web page, are you able to like click and drag, or is it mostly like you have to use the builder?
Oh, so everything's drag and drop. So again, like if I wanted this above all this, there we go. And if you need blocks side by side, you can do that as well. So you have this ability to drag however you want to, or maybe you like how this page looks or this block looks, you can copy that block and make a duplicate of it. And then I can drag it to another page if I wanted to. So if I wanted to live on this page.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
And
shoot.
maybe you like how this page looks, you can easily copy it as well, make a duplicate of that. And maybe you're trying to do something like, I like this page, but it's really branded to, there we go. I think my computer's starting to get choked up. There we go. There we go. Maybe I like this page, but I don't want any of the branding or navigation or the footer. You can easily turn those off as well. So you can go to this page, we'll make a duplicate of it. Just gonna create that. And there we go. We got our home page copy. We're just gonna change the settings. We're gonna remove the display, the header and the footer. And now this will be more like a marketing landing page style that you can send out to people. So now you can display it that way as well. So you have tons of different options.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Jeremy,
that's a pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. We try to keep it easy. That's
Yeah. User friendly.
Yes, user friendly, and just, you know, the biggest thing is if you get stuck, you can call us. Whereas a lot of these other places, you get stuck and you have to go through a documentation of maybe them or by a community of people who may have the right answer or the wrong answer.
Yeah. So with the, where is it at? All right. So even if I have another web platform that I'm using, and I mostly just want to use your the CRM side.
Yes.
Is it possible to integrate some of the like some of the lead forms and whatnot to my other web page, or no?
Yes. So if you say you have third-party tools that you're already using and you want to use our website platform, you can totally do that. All you have to do is, most of them have embed codes. So you just copy the code and place it in here. So if you use something like maybe like 17 Hats or Constant Contacts or something like that to actually take, you know, those code, you know, take the CRM content and put it in their system, you can easily just add whatever form type they have, paste it in here, and you're good to go. And you can always utilize our form system as a standalone form. So maybe you don't want to have it on a page. Maybe you're just using our forms itself. These also come as standalone forms as well. So you can make those modifications and then they can send it directly here as well.
All right, gotcha. All right, that answers that question. And the CRM does accept deposits, correct? Like if I wanted retainers.
Yeah, so that goes in kind of that whole quotes and invoicing system. So if you want people to be able to do anything like that, you can generate a new quote. You can take a deposit through that way. You can take partial payments, anything like that. You can build it out through here.
Oh, so say for instance, if their package is $2,000 or whatever, and my deposit was $500, they can still go back to that same invoice and pay on it as they choose.
Yes, depends how you have it set up. You can allow for partial payments if you need to, or they can make it as one chunk. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
And are we able, does it accept tips to invoice? I don't know if you all cover that.
Was that tips?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have had some people ask for that, and I think that might be something that we will implement in the future. Yeah.
Okay. And even if it's not tips, I've had in like my current CRM, they're able to just pay more money. So like if the total balance was 200, they're able to pay 3. Like, do you know if that's an option?
I think you might be able to set up some ways. I have to think about it on top of my head.
Okay.
But there's always options to make things work out that way. So, and I do know that people have had some interest in that. So that might be something that we will be generating in the near future. They don't tell me exactly what's coming, but they tell me like, hey, this is going to be happening. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So I know there's going to be constantly updates. If we purchase now, are we going to be grandfathered in to where we're at and still be able to get, or will we be forced to continue to upgrade packages in order to be able to get those updates?
Oh, sure. So the way our system is built is everyone gets everything. So no matter what, it's a flat fee for $29 a month. You get access to all the tools. So whatever new tools that are added, everyone gets it. So,
that is
you have
incredible.
something updated, you get it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And so earlier you were saying that you get up to 10,000 emails.
Yes.
So once you go past them 10,000 emails, is there a email pricing package, or you just don't get to send no more emails? You got to go Active Campaign or MailChimp.
Sure.
Like what's your?
So the way it works is basically if you hit that 10,000 for the month. So if you have a list of 5,000 and you send two emails, right? There you go. There's your 10,000. But it'll say, hey, you've met your goal. You have options to scale if you want to, and you can scale back whenever you need to as well. So maybe you need to scale up for that month or a couple months, but then you're going to scale back. So maybe holidays, you're doing big pushes. You can scale up. I think they come in chunks of 5,000, and it's like an extra $5 a month. And then you can scale back down. We try to keep all our fees pretty flat, where it's not like a guessing game how much things cost.
Yep. And with your system, can we actually see the open rate or receipt, like and the unsubscribers and stuff like that, or no?
Yes, you'll be able to manage and see all those data. So once those are sent, you'll have tracking data right here. Now I probably won't have any in my demo, but you'll be able to see like information on all the email campaigns, any automations that have been sent out, unsubscribes, bounce, and pop-up data. So when people are opening pop-ups or clicking on pop-ups or anything like that. So all that data is stored in here.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
Absolutely.
So is there a contractual time period that you have a start and end? So like, for instance, to be able to be a part of this, is it like a 24-month or 36-month time period, or is it shorter? And is there an what's the word I'm looking for? An exit penalty for leaving this type of platform?
No, basically you choose. It's a one-time. You just $29 a month. You select that if you want it. We have another service if you want us to build your website for you, which is just a flat fee of $600 and $29 a month. But if you choose something like annual pricing, that's the only thing. So when you're choosing an annual pricing model, it's $300.
Back that up. Go back one slide, please.
Yeah.
You said to build it $600 a month, or
no, $600 one-time fee.
Got it. I see it now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that way you don't have to do anything. We just do it for you. We actually, what that includes is we'll personalize your website design content. We'll also have an expert SEO implementation. So you work with our SEO team. They'll actually put you in those places that you're trying to be found for, put that data in there. That way you're not having to worry about optimizing your own pages. And then they knock it out for you and you're good to go.
Oh, wow.
That's tempting.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
That is very tempting. So are you using canned photos or are you using actual images that we as the photographer are going to be used to be able to help build the website?
Sure. So the way that works is you'll give us on that service. The way that service works is we'll come in there. Hey, hello. You'll come in here and you'll see design the content. So we'll take your content, we'll load in your images and text, we'll optimize the website, and then your website launches. So it's about you getting the stuff to us for us to do for you. You know, some other businesses say maybe you're not doing it for photography, maybe you're doing it for another side business. We might put in some photography just as placeholders, but we always say, hey, get a professional photographer if you can, or utilize your own photos. But you know, sometimes some businesses don't have that opportunity right away. But obviously, as photographers, you should have the content. So once you send it to us, we just put it up for you. You just tell us which pages you want it on.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
For the okay, my bad, Shane.
No, and this is just going to be the lazy photographer in me. But what I'm trying to, or lazy web designer. But is there a migration service offered?
Oh yeah, that's kind of what that does. So if you have a website that's already built, well, you can say, hey, just take whatever exists on there, and we'll do that. You just be upfront about it when you do that service. So like, some people just want
sign me
that.
up.
Nate said, I'm sold.
Y'all know, I was just thinking about swapping to a different website and like updating it. So
Yeah.
Wow.
I done found my new home. Thank you.
No. So Jeremy, also, so with the media join, is there like when you upload images to your Photobiz for your website, is there like a size limit to the like file size limit, like how big the file can be when you load it on?
Sure. So there's multiple ways how this works. So you have, when you're just uploading it for the front end, for people to see, to, you know, be buying, you know, just looking at you to, you know, get your services. You can upload your image at any size. What it does is it's going to make 3 types of images. It's going to make basically what you see here. So we're going to go right here. So it's going to make a desktop version. So that could be your 3000 by whatever size image. And then it's going to scale it down to what we would call a medium size. And then it's going to create another one. So it's actually uploading the file 3 times, but you're only being charged 1 time, if that makes sense. So it's making a duplicate. So it's making a web-friendly version, a mobile-friendly version, and a tablet-friendly version. When you want to sell to people, you have the option to then go to, let me bring this up. Client galleries, yeah. So you'll see right here, there's different download resolutions. So the web resolution is only going to give them that 72 DPI, 1500 by, you know, the Instagram size, right? Nothing where they can go and print on their own, right? High resolution is going to give them something, maybe an 8x10 printable, something of that nature. But you can also upload an original resolution file. And what that's going to do is that means if you want to enable that premium feature, you can upload your files up to 50 megabytes per. And then that's great for if you're not doing any printing for them, right? So if you're going to submit it that way, they can then download those files however they want to and then print it themselves if you're allowing that. That's only for those people that are interested in that functionality. But usually the high resolution and web resolution do quite well if you're allowing for downloads. And then if you're doing your own you know, lab afterwards, any of your self-fulfillment, then you got quality control and what sizes they get anyway.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Great stuff.
While we still have Sophia on here,
Yeah.
Did you have any questions for Sophia?
I do. Mainly, number one, I know you're also an ambassador for Photobiz. So
I'm not an ambassador yet.
my bad.
We're going to be talking.
But I do. I love Photobiz. I
Okay.
definitely am in love where I am. But go ahead.
No, that's what I was going to ask. If you could give your review of Photobiz, but you just did.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
you guys see why. Like when
Okay.
I first found out about them, you know, at the time I didn't have like I didn't know how I was going to transfer all my stuff over from the website that I had. I didn't have the time to do it, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it well. So that was like the thing that was, I mean, apart from the fact that it was a website or a service that was geared for my industry, right? So what they had to offer made sense for me. But then on top of that, the fact that they were going to do it for me and I didn't have to do any of the transferring over, the SEO, all of that, they handled for me. And they did such a great job. They were so communicative with me. Like the customer service has always been amazing. I'm so happy. Anytime that I've even thought about possibly looking at another company, like because there was something that I wanted, like, as you guys see how much they have, that all the different services that they offer, and there's companies are always, adding stuff or always trying to find ways to get people to switch over. So anytime I've even thought about it, Photobiz is like, oh, we now do this. We now have this. We now offer this service. It's like, well, never mind. I don't need to go anywhere. In fact, there are services that I currently pay for that I need to go ahead and just have Photobiz handle for me instead. And I'm even at the point where my site needs an overhauling, because we've gone in and done our little changes and adjustments to the site, and it's at a point where I need it to be redone, and I'm most likely going to be calling Photobiz to have it redone for me so that they can handle everything. But yeah, like I love Photobiz so much.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. And then also, Jeremy, thank you for giving us this demo. So what we want to do now is, because we understand and want to respect everybody's time, and we know it can be limited, so we want to open it up for Q&A. If you all want to type your questions in and we read them off, that's fine. Or feel free to interrupt at the appropriate time to ask your questions, whether that be to Jeremy or Sophia.
Yeah.
Not all at once, everyone.
I honestly think
So.
people,
If I'm
people
not
at all-
mistaken, y'all support videos in the gallery, correct?
For the client galleries, currently not yet, but that's something that we're investigating adding soon.
Okay.
Yeah, but right now for video content, what we tell people is upload it directly to, say like Vimeo or YouTube. And the reason why we tell people that, they're optimized, their systems are geared for video, so they're the fastest or best, clearest anyway. And then you can always add that in as a package. So, client galleries, hey, here's your download link, but here's also a link to your video. If that's something you want to add.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. So while they still ask some questions in the chat, I know like say for instance like PicTime and them, they'd be like, hey, you can only have 100 gigs worth of photos in your all together on your platform. Is that the same? Is there a cap with Photobiz, or not right now?
Sure, it's built kind of the same way that we were talking about with our email system. So with our system is you start out with 5,000 images. So those 5,000 images you can then utilize on the website or in galleries itself. And then after that, if you want to scale, it's again like another 5,000 images is $5. So again, we're always keeping it on those flat levels of 5 = 5 versus some of these other places, PicTime, they'll say 100 gigs, but what is 100 gigs when you have one file that's 50 megabytes and another file that's 4 megabytes? So then you get into this weird, like, what is storage size? And then you get into these other, some of our other competitors, they'll say unlimited. Nothing is unlimited. They start actually doing some, things in the background, like maybe curbing how many people will actually make it to your website, or they're doing something more nefarious, like, capping you, but without capping you. Kind of like how the internet systems are out there, right? Or phone services. Like all of a sudden my data plan is a little bit slower, or, something's not connecting correctly because they got to do something to make up that loss of space, I guess you could say. But for us, we try to keep, again, 5,000, you know, you can see right here, if you ever need to add more, you can add more, just 5,000 more per month. You know, we have some people that scale up to 100,000 images, because some people want to keep it like a kind of doing like a photo bucket or something like that, where they want to
Yep,
keep every single
uh-huh.
thing they got, right? But most people we've seen, you know, relatively, they'll be between like 15, you know, 5 to 15 is about enough as they need, and then they scale as they go if they need more.
All right, gotcha. And
I'm
then,
looking at-
oh, my bad, one more. And does the, and does it, and does the scheduling connect to Google Calendar?
Sorry, what was that?
Does it connect, does the platform connect to Google Calendar?
Yes. So one thing you do is over here, let me pull it up. When you're connecting the scheduler, what's nice is you go to your calendar feed, you basically take this code right here that comes with every, you know, every single, you know, account. Then you can choose which calendar you want it to connect to. If you wanted to go to your Google Calendar, Apple, or Outlook. Basically with the Google is you copy that code, and then over here you'll add from URL, my calendars, and then you paste it in there. Now, with Google, it takes about 12 hours to fully sync up right the first time. But after that, anyone that does it, it's a one-way sync. So if someone tries to book with you, it'll populate over here. But if you need to do any cancellations or rescheduling, you just go in the back end of the service itself, and you'll come over here and then just, you know, I need to change my appointments or something like that. So we'll see.
But it wouldn't be able to see if I already have something on my calendar though, correct?
Oh, it'll populate on your calendar. But yeah, if something's over, like if you have something that's not a part of the service, no, it won't. I don't think it'll coordinate on that side. Like if you have something like an event that you scheduled through your own Google Calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might have to make those tweaks here and there if someone schedules on that time. But you can always modify the timing of like events. Like if your availability or something like that, you can change your time off in here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So if you have like certain business hours, then you're able to program that in so that it doesn't butt with like, if you have a standing appointment.
Correct. So you can modify your hours. And then for certain, you know, some people like to only do consultations like on Mondays or specific days, right? You can add that in as a service time. So I'm going to add just a custom date for something or reoccurring one. You can do that as well. So yeah.
Okay. And I see Sophia said she needs to redo her site, but this thing is beautiful. So it's a nice layout.
I
Yeah.
had a question. I had asked in the comments, but I may have missed it. Far as like renaming images, can
Mhm.
you do that right from the site, or they have to come in loaded with the description of the photo already?
So the way it works is with how our system generates it. So like if your file is uploaded, what it's going to do is it's going to change it to a unique one. So like, again, extra large and stuff like that. But you have the ability to add alt text there if you need to later. And that's the only part that you really necessarily need to worry about if you're adding anything to the direct image. So you can go down here, add your alt text for that image file if you need the name, if you want to keep the file name or you want to describe what's within the image.
Okay.
Okay.
And you all did say, I may have missed that part too, but the mobile and desktop syncs together, meaning if you make changes here, it automatically updates the mobile side?
Yes, you only have to do it once. So that's the big thing. Some of the other ones you have to do twice, build twice. Whereas this, you know, you see it here, you see how it'll modify, and then you see what it looks like on all devices. So you don't have to worry about it like changing or like, oh, I have to build this twice, a mobile version or anything like that. It's all seamless, one together. It's smart enough and it's responsive enough.
Okay.
That's nice.
Oh, it's such a time saver.
And then how do you all do, I'm sorry, and I hope I'm not asking
Okay.
hard questions, but how do you all do with like the SEO? So I understand you can rename your images and page titles and things like that, but how well do you all think you do as far as being SEO friendly?
Sure. Yeah, we have a lot of people that are ranking #1 in the larger major cities. So Los Angeles, New York, you name it, especially what they're trying to be found for. So, you know, newborns, stuff like that. We've seen a lot of people rank #1. We also have services available if you ever need that extra oomph. But you can go in here, change all and modify whatever the page descriptions. We actually put you parameters around it that Google tells us is how optimal you need to be. So we'll tell you like, hey, you need to be 55 to 60 characters for your title. For your meta descriptions, here's what we also recommend. So you can kind of use this example as a jumping off point. And the one thing a lot of people get stuck on is meta keywords. They put too many. Google's actually getting smarter, so it's actually scaling back. It's kind of like how Instagram, you remember like when Instagram started, you needed like 30 hashtags. Now they don't even want you to use hashtags really, right? So it's kind of getting to that level as well. So, you know, for this, they have a recommendation of about 15 keywords to place in there. And that's just how it catalogs everything these days versus having to put hundreds. Because I've seen the back end of some people's websites and they're still using like methods from 50, I don't want to say 50 years ago. It feels like 50 years ago, but 20 years ago, they're still using some of those methods that are now kind of just like Google doesn't even look at anymore. So, you know, we're always up to date. We have those systems in place. And when you make huge updates to your website, you want to go in here and then you can click and publish your sitemap. That's basically tells Google, it knocks on their door to say, hey, I've made some big updates. Will you please take a look at it so you can index me better?
My last question is, I know with the page titles and everything, like if you're on another platform, like I've always been told, like, don't make no changes or because it break links and all of this stuff, and where you're being found now, you may not be found later. So when you come over to a whole nother platform, you still would keep that same, like if the home page is titled whatever, if you bring it over to Photobiz, would it not be like a broken link?
Sure. So when we see stuff like that, you know, we always tell people to look at their, you know, how many pages do they have. So if you've got 10 pages on your website, you're bringing it over, you can implement those websites one-to-one, pretty much those pages one-to-one. You can implement the same page titles, page descriptions, anything you want to. And basically when you make that switch, because when you're building the website, you can build your entire website while the other one's still up. And then when you're ready, what we do is we just switch on the domain. So basically it tells that domain, instead of pointing at that server, to ours. So it's more seamless. So Google might feel like a little tiny blip of something happening, but not enough to where it's like going to hurt you, like, you know, in a detriment, unless you start completely from scratch or you completely change your entire website framing. But that's the main thing, is just if you're trying to go one-to-one from switching over, you'll see it change. But some people we've actually seen go up immediately. So that's nice too.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sheesh. Jeremy, somebody else was asking in the chat. In so many words, they're saying that they pretty much know that as an all-in-one platform, y'all kind of keep an eye on competitors like Pixieset and like ones like CloudSpot and whatnot. What would you say, if anything, what would you say would be the upsell of Photobiz compared to a Pixieset or a CloudSpot?
Sure. The biggest thing is, I want to say, is our customer service. We have Class A service. We're always at the events where these photographers are. You can't find Pixieset at any of these places. So if you ever have a problem or anything like that, you can't really run to them. They kind of make it a disadvantage to you because they're protecting themselves. You know, they're not in this country, for one thing. They're in Canada. So they want to make sure that there's, you know, borders between us in a way to get to clients. So the big thing is support. You know, we want to make sure that we have a fully staffed people there that are there to help you whenever you need it. And, you know, when it comes to apples, a lot of things that we've done, they're now catching up to. A lot of things that they've done, we've caught up to them. So you're seeing a lot of that play cat and forth. But the biggest thing is you get a little bit more closer to what your file is. They also kind of play in that you get 100 gigs for this thing. But again, if you upload, you know, all your files at 100 megabytes a piece, you're going to run out of storage pretty quickly. You know, whereas you upload one file to ours, it's going to change to that modifications. If it's 50 megabyte file, it equals 1. If it's a 4 megabyte file, it equals 1. Versus now it's taking up too much storage because one over the other. So you kind of get more one-to-one knowing what your files you've uploaded. The other thing is, we have a lot more form tools than they do. So if you're doing stuff with forms and conditional fields and you want people to be able to do X, Y, Z equals this inside the form. So if they click on this option, it creates this funnel. We have those options unlike them. So there's a lot of things that they're doing that we're watching. And then we're also seeing what we're doing. They've made it easy in some aspects for certain things, but sometimes the easiest solution doesn't mean it might be the best solution for every person. The other thing is we have a lot more robust tools compared to them. And I think they're trying to catch up to us in that matter because they're starting to see like maybe simplicity isn't what everyone needs. Maybe they need to have this feature now. So you can see that there's a cat and mouse game happening. There's some Tom and Jerry stuff happening, but at the end of the day, they don't have email marketing. So that's one thing they don't have in their umbrella. And then their scheduler, they don't have that fully functioning yet. Quoting invoices, they might be getting that soon, but those are things that they might have done. But remember, they started out as a proofing tool and they continue to kind of just lean into that. And that's about it.
So Jeremy, in the imaginary chat, somebody just texted in and asked, was Photobiz going to be at the Superior conference this year?
Oh, well, that's the one thing that we're trying to do. We usually schedule all our conferences out at the end of the year. And then I think William or someone approached it to me about mid of February. So we already kind of got our places in, but I want to look into possibly coming to the future ones because I really enjoy speaking and talking to everyone. So I hope to be at a future one, if not this round, maybe the next one.
All right.
Right now I'm going to be at Imaging USA. I finally got that. They're telling me I'm a speaker, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I found out yesterday. So
hold on, you're a photographer too, or you just going for the support Photobiz?
I'm going for, helping businesses, all photographers. So I am, I was a photographer at one point in my life. I've done many things. I'm a videographer. My background is I was in the film and video industry for about 15 years, and then I transitioned into more marketing stuff. So I was always doing stuff for like Fox, Discovery Channel. If you remember that show, Well Wars, I worked on that, stuff like that. So I kind of been in a lot of different places, and then I edited commercials for like Delta Airlines and things like that. So Sophia's got to go. Thank you for coming, Sophia.
So, okay. So let me make sure I ask this last question. As far as the photo galleries, can you just show me a sample gallery?
Yeah. Let me pull back this one again. We'll go this one. So they get this nice, beautiful landing page that you can customize however it looks. Whoop, got too many pages open now. But you can change the cover page if you wanted a different layout or something like that. You can make it however attractive you want, and then they can see what it looks like. Maybe do something of that nature. They click in, then you have the option once they're in there. Once they start liking stuff, it'll start generating a sub menu right here of their favorites, so they can see it directly right here. And then when you click over, they can examine it. They can also have a functionality to, kind of look at one another however you want to.
Wow.
Select their favorites. So you have compare options. You also have a magnifying tool if you want to turn that on as well, so they can zoom in and look at stuff if you want to give them that option. You also have the ability to create a watermark or add your own personal watermark, and you can adjust how big it is, or like how opaque it is. I mean, so like if I was going to here, where's that? Oh, settings. You can change it to, maybe I only want it to display 25%. So you can go in there. Once I refresh, now you can see it's a little more visible, but if you're hardcore about it, you can go full 100. So no one is stealing any of your stuff, right? So we don't want no one to do anything, because there's nefarious people out there. There you go. So you can make those changes really quick. And then once they start selling, like purchasing or downloading or anything like that, if I'm doing prints, they can just keep adding how many prints they want of something. They're doing anything with digital images or packages, they can select a package. Say I got it for one pose, one 8x10, 5x7s, 10 4x6s. You can add that to the cart, and then you can see it's incomplete till they finish out that product. So if they go back through here, like, oh, okay, I'm going to select a different one, different images, however you want to.
Okay, this is cool. I like one of the things that I look for is like at least being able to starve the favorites, which I see they can at least hit the heart to like their favorites, which is kind of nice. And I'm assuming there's a list that you can pull up somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll be able to see all that activity. Yeah.
And then let's just say for like wedding photography, are we able to tab our galleries out?
Explain that.
So can you click that wedding one you had? So like when you show it to your client, are you able to say this is the pre-wedding, pre-ceremony stuff, here's the ceremony, and they can like sort through the photos?
So yeah, like say right here, like maybe this is just the mountaintop. You can have
I see it. Yeah.
Mountains. Then you could have another one that's just inside that for reception,
Okay.
et cetera. Yeah. So you can build out that way as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So can you say who sees what, or it's not that deep?
Yes. So every person that comes to this page will have to log in. So that's how it captures their CRM data. So once they're back there, you'll be able to see all their activity. So like within this, right here, you can see me. I'm obviously the one logged into all this stuff, but you can see all the movement I've had in there. I've had 18 downloads, comments, favorites. You can click on it. You can see what they've liked. You can see their comments, if they download it, anything like that, bulk downloads, and their saved cart data. So if they're going through there, you're seeing all like, okay, this is what they're interested in.
Okay, and then lastly, like, so let's say, for example, you had, let's just say you had a photo shoot for about a brand, like a brand as a whole, but it was 3 different people. So there's Jeremy, Sophia, and then RJ. Like, am I able to just maybe copy a link and send RJ only his section of that?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Interesting. I've never had someone ask that question, but
Sorry.
possibly. I would imagine you could, because you could either create more galleries that way, or it could be that subsection within there. So I would imagine if I were to send this to someone, like, yeah, I can see it's going to do like an equals. So it might send me directly to that section there. But I'd have to see. I haven't had anyone ask that question before.
Can you go back to that the part that had the categories before you went into the galleries? Just want to see one thing.
Oops, sorry.
There was one where you let me see. All right, never mind. Cool.
Did anyone ask about mini sessions before I ask?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, like, the system, is it like a seamless process where I can have somebody pick a date, make a payment, all of that seamless and
like a workflow?
Yes.
Yeah, like if I have a schedule embedded on my site, like, hey, here's the dates for the mini session. Now you can pick which date and time you want and make the payment.
Yes.
Okay.
You can totally do that. So let me see if I have this one still set up. Booking page. So if they were on this booking page and they say you're doing back to school sessions, they can come here. They can see the dates that you have selected for back to school. They can choose which one they want. They can see the times that are still available. And then once they do that, if you have the option set up for payments, this one doesn't, but you can see what the payments will be. Once they do that, instead of book now, it'll say add the cart, and then it'll download, it'll save it, and then they can put in all their data, and then it's stored that way.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
it does support Square.
Square and Stripe, or just Square?
You can see Stripe, Square, iTransact, Pay.
011 Stripe, RJ. I'm just kidding. It says recommended. I'll be quiet. Sorry. Go on, Jeremy.
Well, the only reason why we recommend that they've been
I was writing, my bad. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, but you can see, Square, you can integrate it in, choose whatever your preferred one is.
Okay, now I have a question. So let's say, first of all, are you able to send invoice directly from the site, correct?
Yes.
Let's say you need a signature back, are they able to do it right then and there on that page as well?
Yes, so they'll get it, and let me just make one real quick so you can see what it's like.
Okay.
So I'll go and create an invoice. We're just going to create a new invoice. We're going to go ahead and add some products. So we're going to send it to me, obviously. We're going to add, whatever the payments date is going to be, what items. We're going to go ahead and you can add a custom line item if you need to, but if you have select things that they're purchased, maybe we're going to add that. We're going to add a digital package. We're going to see what package they have. They selected, full image gallery download. So we're going to give them that, one of that, and then we'll do a couple more things. Let's see. What other services I got? Services, do I have any in here? Might not set those up. But you can put in, like, maybe you did an event for them. So maybe it's like a, wedding shoot. You can have that, 8 hours. And then description of that and whatever the total cost of that. So maybe you're doing it for $3,500. You could have that right there. And then are you going to charge taxes or not? You can have that, and there it is. Once it's ready, you can then also set up any email automations. What this will do is this will basically ping them on when the invoice is due, after it's due, things like that. So you're not having to constantly chase them down. And
Okay.
then right here, you can see that they'll get this, you send it to them. What they'll get is this, it'll be sent to them, and then they can submit their payment directly this way. And then they'll go directly that way. If you're doing anything with the quotes tool, it's basically the exact same thing. And what's nice is when you're doing the quotes, I'll just create a new one real quick again. We're just going to put one item in it. I'm just going to make it one print. But when they do this, you hit this again, they're going to get this email. You're going to either approve or decline this quote. And then basically you get a digital signature and it's sent back to you. That quote's been approved. And after that's done, you can then generate an invoice for that said quote.
Okay. All right. I got another question. Matter of fact, two. So is it possible, let's say somebody sent me an inquiry and can I automatically just with one click create an invoice by just, from that inquiry, or do I have to go and manually do everything?
Depends on what the what the inquiry is for. So what you'll do is you'll come into your invoices, and if you have like a said, like maybe they're inquiring about a said package that you have, if you have that package set up, you can just go in there and just add that package right away. So maybe there's like a wedding package you're good to go, and then it's ready, and then you can send it to them.
Okay.
Jeremy, how much time do you have left?
Much time as you need.
Okay. Just so I understand there's the CRM portion of it. My one question is, within the CRM, do you allow expense tracking, or do you have to integrate with like QuickBooks?
Right now, you would, with that type of stuff, currently, we would say, send it to your QuickBooks. So you could download a CSV or export it out, and then you can send it to them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then lastly, for me, are you, for this CRM section, are you allow multiple brands? I mean, even if it's at an extra cost. So if you have like 2 different brands, are you able to brand the CRM separately?
So like a different.
So like if I have a wedding business, well, I don't know, maybe if I have a studio and then or even like now, like the collective, and then like maybe like my photography side of things, like, are we able to brand separately?
I think at this moment, the way this works is it'll just pull from the main branding that you selected.
Okay.
So I think, let's see the branding section. Yeah, what it's going to do is it's going to pull from this one. But in other parts of the builder, you can turn on different functionalities. So if you wanted to display a different logo, but for that section, for when it's sending out, it's going to pull from the branding section. So for that situation, probably not.
Okay.
Hey Jeremy, can you show me where the contracts, like how your contracts are, like how you that part in the CRM?
So you have the quotes and invoices, you could do that, but you could go to the forms. So if you need to create your own custom contract, you can go here in the form section, create new form. You'll see you have different contracts that you can start with. So model release, event contract, etc. Select which one you want, then it'll auto-populate directly in here, and then you can make whatever modifications you need to, whatever the fees are going to be, and then you can also add that digital signature however there. But if you have just a random form, you can always add a digital signature however you want to. It's just over here in these sections in the miscellaneous, you'll see signature. So you can just populate that however you want to.
That's easy.
And you can have it one as though, like, it says, I procure your images, blah, blah, blah. You can have it like automatically put the person's name in the form. Do you have that set up as well, or like tokens, or no?
No token yet. That might be something we explore later, but right now it's just you can just change it out to whatever your business name is and anything like that. But what we do is for the CRM collection, the only thing that's you can't take away is email. So anything else could be added or modified in there. So if you already know their name or anything like that, you can then personalize that contract directly to them.
And it's any
okay, so you can personalize it to you can personalize the contract to like input their name in certain spots.
Yeah, if you wanted to, you can definitely do that.
Oh yeah, that's what I was meaning.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can go in there and do that. Yeah.
Is any of your forms or landing pages or invoices where it's just a link. Like if I didn't want to send an email to somebody, but like somebody else asks, you may get something in your DMs or whatever, and you just want to quickly send a link and it opens up that form.
Yes, so with the forms, same thing right here. You could either copy it from here, here's the URL address for that one. If you want to make it where like, well, here it is on the desktop, you can actually make it more compact if you want to. Sometimes I like how the compact looks, and that way that's what it's going to look like on phone anyway. So if you want to make sure it's styled properly for that, you can go to your settings, you can go into the paint bucket, change it from that to a narrow width. So when we're looking at it, it's now down the line like this. I think this looks cool. So this is what it's going to look like on mobile, but it looks nice on desktop to me as well. You can also customize the colors, anything like that if you need to, and then you can send it directly to them with that direct link.
And my last question, Jeremy, I think is there application, or is this just look at it as like a mobile friendly application?
Currently, we always recommend building on desktop just because that's how the system is built, but we are getting more and more into exploring the ideas of adding mobile updates, but you can blog from it. We've seen people blog from it or make like just a block change, but it uses like sophisticated JavaScripts that sometimes mobile devices don't really recognize yet. So we always recommend if you need to make any changes, do it on the desktop.
No, I mean, even as far as the invoicing and whatnot.
Yeah, just because it's a little bit easier. I mean, you'll be able to make some of those changes on your devices because those are simpler. You should be able to go in here and add things here and there through the edit functionality. But if you need to get to it faster, desktop's always going to be the #1 thing. But you should be able to make updates to the forms, blog, and the invoice and quotes because they're not as drag and drop, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me look in the chat. Make sure there's no other questions.
So, Jeremy, I'm new at this. I'm like a toddler that's learning how to walk here. So that's the best way I can describe it. When you see a little nephew trying to walk across the room, that's me. So here we go. We can do basically, this is a one-stop shop for setting everything up. But the question that I had, you said you do not do shipping of prints. So, but you set up a place where they can go in and they can buy packages and things of that nature. But what type of print listing do they have to choose from, depending on what they want to do?
Yes.
In terms of like at labs?
Say again.
Never mind. I think Zansford now sees put print lab. Let me be quiet.
Yeah. So what we've seen.
So like for instance, you have like Pixel Pick that does X, Y, and Z, and inside of X, Y, and Z, they have different packages to choose from within those. This Photobiz, does it do that?
No, not currently. We are exploring integrating with a lab. So that's what we're working with right now, trying to figure out what's the right partner for us. But for right now, for the last 20 years, we've seen people like to do their own printing just because they like the quality checks themselves. So what they usually do is they'll take it and then they send it off to their own preferred print labs because some of these might not have all the print labs that they like, or they want that level of like looking over their work before it's, quality checks, I guess you could say. So that's something that we've seen a lot of people do. So, for us, the digital aspect is great because you can just send it out and you're good and go. But if you want that more hands-on thing, you utilize us for your own self-fulfillment, choose which lab you want to send to, because Miller's might not be the right partner for you. You might like White House or something of that nature. You choose whoever you want to. You can then also choose your own pricing. Some of these places dictate the pricing a little bit, like, hey, here's how much a print is, how much you want to charge over top of that. And there might be a fee they might take from there as well. So just those things you gotta look for. But with ours, it's like, hey, if you say an image costs $10 and you're pocketing, $9 of that, that's fine on you, man. You do what you want, and then you just send it to your lab and whatever that cost is.
Okay, cool. And then also, like I said, I'm new at this. So you've invoiced somebody and they pay you via the electronic pay system. How do you know that you got your money?
Sure. So whatever merchant you use, you'll get something sent to you. You'll get an email that's like, hey, blah, 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 paid you, but you'll also be whatever merchant that you've connected to. So whatever your select merchant is, they'll have those updates. So you should get emails best on that. If you have notifications on that as well, you should see how that all connects. No, and I see there's a question in the comments. Does the site collect any percent? No, we take no commissions from day one. We've always thought that the photographer deserves what they earn.
Cool, thank you. That was gonna be my follow-on question. I don't know who said that, but thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
That's it, man. Hey, thank you for your knowledge and expertise in advance, man.
Hey,
Yeah, no problem.
Jeremy needs a raise because your ability to answer every question has been great.
I'm sorry. I do have one more question, so please forgive me.
Yeah.
So, you said that your organization actually helped us build our own website, set everything up from ground zero with the $600 one-shot fee, right? But where are you located? How we do that? I mean,
sure.
Am I in California? I might be in California next week, but yet I want to do this. Where are you located? Do I physically have to come into an office to do this? Or who am I going to be set up with on hand that I know face-to-face or via Zoom, whatever, that can actually handle my needs?
Sure. So the way it works is you sign up for this service, and then everything is done through our team. So we have a pro services team. You'll hear from our pro services manager. He'll reach out to you. He'll coordinate with you getting your content, and then you'll get a survey. So that survey you'll fill out. We'll get to know which template that you like, what colors you like, and where you're trying to be found for SEO purposes. So you fill out all that information, then you'll get like a Dropbox or something like that. They'll send to you. Then you populate all your images that you want on the website. Once you get that over to us, and then like maybe a Word doc or a Google doc of what you want to say on your website, we then go in and implement all that for you. So you're not having to worry about how to make this work or that. We'll do all that. You just got to get us the content and we go from there. You then get to review it. And then after you review it, we make some tweaks. And then once you're happy, you go live.
And what do you do with our images that we've seen you after all this is done? Do you maintain those, or are they just dropped into our website and then you all delete? How does that work?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll take your images, place it in there, and then once the service is done, we close it out. We'll delete the package because it's already on the website. So there's no reason for us to hold on to the data.
Okay. And do you link, my last question, I promise. Do you link our social medias, like our Instagrams, our FBs and all that other stuff, to the individual site that you make, or is that a bad business practice?
Oh, so yeah, for what we do is you'll see it up in like the top corners of the websites. You'll see like little social media icons and things like that. So whatever social media that you have here, we'll add those links directly there. If you want to add like a third party like plugin to like display the Instagrams, you can. But obviously the main thing is you're trying to get those people over there to the website. So, the less trying to force people to go to those sections, because then you're forcing them into those platforms and then they can scroll and get lost. So from a marketing standpoint, always drive people to the website because that's your best sales funnel, right? So it's like the Ghostbuster trap. You're trying to get them in, and then they're only focused on you versus seeing your image and then scrolling to the next image, right?
Mm-hmm. And I see this address down there. Find us. Is this actually where you're located?
No, that's just our address. If you go to our website, you'll see, our phone number's up here, but you can click on contact us. You'll see here's all the information for us. We're out of Greensboro, North Carolina, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You'll be able to chat with us. You can call us anytime. Our team is always available. And if you want to save, you can save, you can get your first month free, or you could use, I believe Mr. William Weeks is in the comment sections, or he was. You can use his promo code as an ambassador and save 40% on your first year.
That's interesting because I'm actually from Greensboro and I'll be heading down there sometime next week.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Just let me know. Who am I talking to?
This is Will Mitchell.
Will Mitchell. I'll write your name down. That way, when you come in, hopefully I'm in, and we'll be able to talk with you, man, if you come in.
This is a coincidence, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. If there's any other questions, please let me know.
What was the promo code again?
What was that?
What was the promo code again?
Sure. There's 2 promo codes. So if you want to get your first month free, you can just click on sign up and you'll get that first month. But if you want to get a huge saving for your first year, you can also use Mr. Weeks. His promo code is Weeks23. And when you do that, you get 40% off your first year.
Oh, cool, cool. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jeremy. We really appreciate it.
Yes, I appreciate having time to speak with you. I love talking about website stuff. Love talking about marketing and photography.
You can start recording now, RJ.